Now, let's talk about the tools we need to construct this quilt top. First of all, you're going to need some way to cut your material. There are different sizes of cutting mats depending on your need. If you're going off to classes or going somewhere else, you might want a small one like this. I prefer this size right here for cutting pieces for maybe a 9-patch where you have to lay the block out. You cut it and then you can lift the whole cutting mat, take it over beside the machine, and pick the pieces up from there and put them together to assemble them. I have a larger mat that I use for heavy production work, and it's a dark blue color. As you can see, this one is a purple color. Look at the mat and try it out. Give it a little test run before you purchase it. These mats can be very expensive, and some of them you will be able to see the edge of the material better than others. So you decide which one is best for you. You don't have to have a huge mat. Something this size or even smaller can do just fine. The next thing we want to talk about are the rotary cutters. Now, in this day and time when people construct a quilt, they use rotary cutters and mats. They don't usually cut out the pieces as they did in the past. You have several different sizes. This is the medium size. There's one smaller. There's a huge one that's larger. Get the cutter that's right for you. This is one that was given to me. It's an ergonomic cutter. You can grab onto it better if you have arthritis in your fingers. It's very nice for that. This is one that actually has a blade on it that's like a pinking shear. So if you need to cut around something, maybe you made a circle and you're going to have to turn it, you can cut around it with this pinking blade and not have to cut into it all around so that it will turn correctly. The next thing is our rulers and our templates. Now, quilters are known for their gadgets. We need one of everything. We're kind of like men and their tools. You can never have enough gadgets. For the rulers, if you had to have just one ruler, if you could not afford but one ruler, I would get a large square. Now, get the square that works best for you. Some of them have lines that are different. They're clearer. Some have little sandpaper dots on the back where they will not slip. So you look around and you get the ruler that is going to work the best for you. They also sell products that you can buy and put on the back of your ruler that will keep them from slipping, and they work very nicely. This is a large 15-inch square. This is a 6 by 24 ruler. If you're doing long cuts, this one is very nice. We also have many templates. This is for a Dresden plate. This is for a kaleidoscope quilt, such as the blue one behind me. This is also a kaleidoscope back here. This is a Star Maker 5. You can make different patterns with this, the booklet that comes with it. This one is called the Dresden Express, and when I bought it, it was one of those, I know it can't do what it claims to do. And I brought it home just to see, and it does. But you cut strips, you lay this on top of it, you cut in these grooves, and you have your entire Dresden plate quilt cut out in a very short time. Scissors. You can never have enough scissors. No matter where you are, the scissors are on the other side of the room. Let me get this just right quickly. Okay. There are large scissors, there are small scissors. I don't really care what size they are. I use my rotary cutter more than the scissors. But when you're cutting little pieces of thread off of things, you want something that's close to you. So I get a lot of scissors and just leave them all over the room, and then I always have one close. And a friend just recently gave me one of those little things that you clip on, and it has a scissors leash, so it retracts and you never lose your scissors, and it's very nice. Measuring tools. You're going to do a lot of measuring, and as your quilt top gets bigger and bigger, you're going to be measuring larger spans. They come in a variety of forms. This is the old dressmaker's tape measure. You can use that. If you're doing a whole long quilt, you might want to use one of these. You can get that at the hardware store. This is my favorite. It's a retractable tape measure that's soft and pliable, and it's easy to use. It also has a little loop on it where you can clip it to yourself and you won't lose it. You're going to need a lot of pins when you pin borders, a lot of pieces together. We want to assembly line sew as much as we can so we can get this top done as quickly as possible. I like longer pins with heads on them. A lot of pins are on the market. You're going to need a lot of pins, but get something that you're going to really enjoy using. When you're using your rulers and you're cutting a lot of a certain size, it's very easy to get tired and you get the wrong line and you cut and you realize you cut 2 1/2 instead of 2 3/4. This tape is a fluorescent transparent tape. You take off a piece and put it along the line you need on your ruler, and it makes it very obvious which line you need to use, and this is very nice. You can pick this up at just any store. You're going to need some way to press or iron your pieces. Once your seams start adding up, you need to press them a certain way in some patterns. There are little tools like this that you use to press, and they work very well. You can use wallpaper rollers or a good steam iron. There is a difference in ironing and pressing. Ironing is like this. Pressing is down, up, over, down, up. You do not move across the fabric. You go straight down, come up, go down again. There are patterns, especially if you're cutting on the bias, which means if you cut out a square and then you cut it from corner to corner, those two are bias edges and they will stretch very easily. If you have to press these, you want to press. You do not want to iron because they will stretch and get out of shape. This is an item that you can buy in the houseware section of just about any store. It's a rubber matting that kind of like counter paper that you can cut in any size you need to put under your sewing machine, under your serger, under anything, under your foot pedal. Anything that slides, it will help keep it in place, and it's very nice. You need a good area of lighting. You can get special lights, you can have fluorescent lights in your room, but you do need good lighting. After you've worked at this for a while, your eyes are going to get very tired, so you want to make sure you have good lighting. Your sewing machine is a necessity for this type of sewing. A serger is nice, but not a necessity, but when I'm doing a lot of borders, you can put those on that serger and get them on a lot quicker than on the sewing machine. Also, when you use your serger, you do not have strings and threads coming off from that section, and it makes it very nice if you're connecting a dark border to a light border. You don't have to worry about the dark strings getting over into the light area and then you quilt it and they show through. With your sewing machine and your serger comes a manual. Please use that manual and maintain your equipment in top condition. These things have moving parts that are going constantly, and you need to keep them cleaned and oiled. Go to your owner's manual to find out how to do this. The other thing I would suggest is good area to work on and a good chair so that you can have proper support. You do not want to put any strain on your back, shoulders, or neck that you do not have to. You want to sit upright, keep your posture good, because after hours of this, your muscles will get tight and you will be uncomfortable. Every few minutes, take a break, stretch your muscles, reach, do some flexing, give your body a break too. We all like to take a break, well, our muscles do too.